Hi, I'm Chris Luck, and welcome back to the Membership Method Masterclass. In this lesson, we're going to get to work on namestorming, which is a word that I made up that refers to the art of brainstorming for a great domain name that will be the home for your membership site. Now, there are some critical criteria that I have for namestorming. So please, whatever you do, do not try to think that you have a better way of coming up with a name than what you are about to see. I've been building businesses online since 1999, and during my career, I have bought thousands of domain names, and through a lot of trial and error, I found a magic formula for coming up with a name that can not only be something that can go on and stand the test of time, but is also a name that people will want to literally buy your business just for your name. So here we go. The first thing that you want to do is write down root words that are based around your membership site. Then you want to write down descriptive words. And then last, you want to write down 2-word combinations. Now let's jump back over to my browser and I'll show you exactly how I do this. All right, so this is going to be a lot of fun. I would say out of every aspect of building a new business, and more specifically, a new membership site, coming up with a name is just what I have the most fun doing. I don't know why, but it might be just a little bit of, it feels like you're going on a treasure hunt and you're literally just coming up with something that nobody else has either thought of before, or you came up with something that's just fantastic and you're able to acquire it. So let me show you what I mean. So with the root words first, how I say the first thing you want to do is write down root words. Just create a column here for root words. Then next I said write down descriptive words. So just create a column for descriptive words, and then the 2-word combinations, create a column for that. And you can see I'm using this same spreadsheet that I've used throughout the previous lessons. So I just created a new tab and I called that tab Namestorming, which is great because it's just really easy to just jump back and forth with all the stuff that you're doing with this Membership Method Masterclass. So with the root words, let's say parenting is going to be what you want to do for your membership site. So what you could do for the root word is think of words that involve what your site's going to be about. So it's not going to be about newborns. It's not going to be about family. It's about parenting, right? So what you could do is start by just putting in parenting, and then another word could be parents. Another word could be parent. Another word could be, well, let's go ahead and just use family because you never know what you'll come up with. And again, this is namestorming. You can just really write down anything. Let's say kids, mom, dad, and we'll just leave it there for now. So that would be some root words. Now, I stopped it at dad just for the sake of keeping this video short. I mean, it could literally just sit down with, a cup of coffee at a coffee shop and then write down hundreds of these if you want. The more that you have, the more fun this tends to be. So once you have the root words, you're just out of ideas. Another thing, or actually, let me show you a trick. If you go to Google, we'll do this Amazon Books thing again to go back to Amazon Books. And if we type in parenting, then you will see the category. There's a category parenting. We'll click on that. Just take a look at the book titles. And if you're struggling on coming up with a word, more specifically, for your you're struggling on coming up with a word for namestorming, come down and you might be surprised. There might be some words that pop out on the cover of best-selling books that you're like, oh, totally didn't think of that. So you can put that down. So I saw one up here at the very top was like coach. So coach could be another one. Even though it might not seem like it's a good word for a membership site about parenting, just put it down because you'll see how this comes together in just a moment. So that's just a really cool thing, is to go to Amazon and look at the titles for books to get some ideas of words that an author might have came up with that you didn't even think of. So that is the idea of root words. And again, try to do a couple dozen. And then next will be descriptive words. Now, descriptive words are going to be what people can relate to with your membership site. So for instance, guitartricks.com was an example I showed in a previous lesson. So that the descriptive word there is tricks. So you could put in tricks. Let's say, Code Academy. They didn't say Code Academy, but let's say Code Academy was another membership site I use as an example. But let's say Academy would be a word that you could maybe, that describes what someone could be a part of. They could join Parenting Academy. For example, I just threw that out there because I was looking at the root word and descriptive word. Got ahead myself for a second because, again, I get really excited about this kind of stuff. So I'll just put down a couple other ones. So Paradise could be another one. Easy, fun, lifestyle, society, confidential. I'm using words of other membership sites that I built. Freedom. So that gives you an idea. Again, the more you can come up with, the better. And there's another little kind of secret up my sleeve that I have for coming up with these kind of words that I would like to give you. And that is, if you go to Amazon, if you haven't purchased this book already, this is a definite must-have buy if you are in any type of business and marketing career. And that is, there's actually a couple books. So it's by this author, Richard Ban. And he has a book called Words That Sell. And it's literally 6,000 words that are super descriptive words that you can just flip through like a dictionary. And he categorizes them like by words that can kind of resemble community, or words that resemble cult followings, and really cool things. So more Words That Sell. He came out with a new version called More Words That Sell. These are older books, but words are words. It's not like they go out of date. And then Phrases That Sell. So those are, this is someone else actually, but I have that one too, and it's good. The best one, if you're just to buy one book, is just Words That Sell. More Words That Sell. There's more kind of, I don't know, more phrases and stuff in that one than the first one. The first one was just straight up words, and it was really good. So yeah, if you are struggling on ideas, and you don't want to pull the trigger on a word yet, but you just want to maybe look for some more clever ideas, get this book for sure, Words That Sell. So once you have the descriptive words in there and you have some root words in there, now you want to look at both of these lists and write down as many combinations as you can. So for instance, I'm just going to write some by looking at these. So I'll just pair up the first one, parenting, with all of these. So, and then you don't want to put a space. You'll see why in a minute. So we'll do Parenting Tricks, Parenting Academy, Parenting Paradise. Here, I'm actually going to copy Parenting Easy, Parenting. Oh, that didn't work. Fun. Let's say Parenting Lifestyle. Let's do Parenting Society, do Parenting Confidential, Parenting Freedom. So you can see that's just literally the root word with all the descriptive words. Now you could go to your next root word and think of ones that might work. Now this might not work for a lot of them because it wouldn't make sense. Like Parents Tricks doesn't sound really good, or Parents Easy doesn't make sense. But going back and forth, like Easy Parenting would be a good one. So we do Easy Parenting. Let's say Dad Confidential. That sounds pretty cool. If you were wanting to make your site all about, like a membership site about parenting and more catering towards the dad or the mom, it could be like, let's say Mommy Freedom would be one, or let's see, Family Fun. I'm sure that's taken. But basically, I'm going to stop there just so you can kind of get an idea, because I can literally go on entire days and nights doing this, and I have before when I was really trying to come up with some names, like the membership site easyguides.com, I came up with by doing this exact method that you're seeing. Health Confidential, which is another site that I came up with that name by doing exactly what you're seeing. So this is the first step of Namestorming, is to put together your spreadsheet with your root words, your descriptive words, in as many combinations as you can. Your goal is to get a couple dozen combinations before we move on to the next step. And the next step is to see what .coms are available. Now, this is super important because you always, always, always want to build your membership site on a domain name that ends in a .com. Now, I can argue for hours about why .nets, .cos, .ios, .orgs, and all those other domain extensions are worthless, but instead of wasting both of our time, just please take my word for it and always, always, always get the .com. And also, when you are seeing what .coms are available, which I'm going to show you how to do in just a moment, never, ever, ever use numbers or hyphens in your domain name. Your domain name should only be a maximum of 2 words that are 2 words that are very easy for someone to say and easy for someone to spell, which is why we put together the spreadsheet with the 2-word combinations like you just saw. So let me show you some clever ways of doing your .com research. The first way is to go to a website called Domize. It's domize.com. And what you can do here is literally just start typing in a domain name idea, and it will tell you if it is available or not. So what we would do is go over and look at our spreadsheet, and we would say parenting tricks is the first one on the list. So we would type in parenting tricks, and you will see it'll show you if the .com, which again, don't get antsy and say, oh, I can get the .net or I can get the .org because it's available. Don't do it. Do not fall for that trap. Always go for the .com. So parentingtricks.com is not available. You can see it's red. However, parentingtrick.com is available. So that's one way to get the domain names and search for domain names to see if they are available. But this could take a very long time. If you are doing what I show you to do with putting together the spreadsheet and then having dozens of combinations right here, because if you go this route with the dozens of combinations, then all you have to do is highlight all of these combinations and just copy them to your clipboard. And then you can go over to GoDaddy. And in GoDaddy, there is a special little area. If you click on domains, which if they change their interface from the time of making this video to when you're watching it, they do that often. So basically just find where you can click on domains somewhere, and then find where you can do a bulk domain search. So you click on bulk domain search. Now you can do a bulk registration. You can enter up to 500 domain names. Each name must be on a separate line. So you can see we have all of these names from our spreadsheet from doing the 2-word combinations. So we are going to paste them in. So here they all are. Now what you'll do, you don't need to put .com after each one. Just have them all here and then click on the .com checkbox, which means you basically are telling GoDaddy, hey, I have a lot of names that I want to see if any of these are available. Only show me any names that are available that end in .com. So let's just hit go. And you're going to hit go, and you can see none of them are available. So that's why it's important to have dozens of these, because the more you have, the better. It's like playing the lottery. The more chances you have, the more you have on the list, the better chances you have of getting the domain name. And kind of side note, doing this 2-word combination strategy that you saw that I just did here is how I came up with the word parenting paradise. And I actually own that domain name because I had the idea of building it whenever I had my first daughter 7 years ago. And I bought the domain name thinking I'm going to build this parenting membership site. And then I basically turned into a dad, and she took all my time, so I never had a chance to build out the name. But that I just wanted to show you taking the time or tell you that story, because taking the time to do this spreadsheet that you just saw is really powerful because you can come up with names that are extremely powerful. And I've even, just because I've bought the domain name parentingparadise.com but haven't done anything with it, people have found my contact information and have contacted me and offered me tens of thousands of dollars for the domain name. I haven't sold it yet because I still feel like I want to do something with it. So I sit on a lot of domain names, but that's a great example of just getting a good name. People will actually just buy that name just because they just want the name. So anyway, that is how you do the bulk domain search. Now in this example, we didn't find any, but when you do find one, it'll show up. So for instance, I'll show you what it would look like. So if we did, let's say we did all those names and we added parenting trick, or what was that was available? Parent tricks, parenting tricks, parent trick. So just parent, what was it? Parenting trick? Yeah, parenting trick. So if we did all those again and that was in the list, and if we just hit go, you can see it's going to say, oh, out of all those names, parenting trick is available. Proceed to checkout. And then bam, you can get the domain name. So your assignment for this lesson is to get a name for your membership site. So start by doing your name storming with building your spreadsheet and making sure you go through the motions and put down all your descriptive words, put down all of your root words, put down all of your two-word combinations. The more the merrier. And once you get that, book words that sell if you need to. And then once you are completely tapped out of ideas and you go to the GoDaddy bulk domain search to see if a .com is available, make sure the domain, the name and the domain name that you are considering and that you want to get to move forward with, make sure that that .com is available. And once you have this assignment completed, move on to the next lesson and I will show you how you can actually, before you register the domain name, how you can get it super cheap.